All right, thank you guys. Like the title says, we're going to talk today about Disney buying Fox, the buyout of Fox. And this deal means a lot more than just the X-Men and the Fantastic Four in the MCU, but we're going to stick to just that for this video. Although this does add a lot of content to the Disney streaming service, so that's a good thing since I will be paying for it.
Yeah, I'll be getting that too. I don't know how much it's going to cost. Who cares? Whatever. $11 a month, something.
Yeah, something comparable to Netflix probably. So let's start with how to get these characters into the MCU, and let's start with the Fantastic Four. I think it's kind of easier to get the Fantastic Four in because you don't have to deal with the whole mutant issue. I think they could be. You hear about their rocket crashing, and you hear about it. You don't know they have their powers at that time, and they're still keeping a low profile. They're unknown, and then kind of like in Fantastic Four #1, when the Mole Man attacks New York City. Avengers are gone off in space, maybe fighting Thanos at the time or something else, or maybe after Avengers 4 disbanded, we don't know. And they come save the day and they become heroes, to the public eye.
So you're saying like that this could happen like in a future movie after the Avengers 4, but like in a retro type way, like Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. I'm sorry.
No, not really a retro thing. Like the Avengers after Avengers 4, whatever that title's going to be, Infinity Gauntlet. It's them finally showing themselves because they're needed. The Avengers are no more disbanded or out in space. The Mole Man attacks New York, and they have to step up to save the day.
Okay, so that's a theory.
Yes.
Okay, and I was thinking about that. Like, I wouldn't like him to sprinkle them in on after credit scenes because of the way that Kevin Feige said it's going to go. This is going to be a finality, maybe on an after credit scene after Avengers 4, but setting up like. How they always set up Thor in Iron Man 2. And then they set up the next Captain America and the end of Thor. I don't think they can do that this way in this.
No, I agree. I don't think universe. They can do, we knew Thor was coming next, so it was nice to see that, Hammer being in Arizona, kind of setting up the movie.
And that's all it took back then. It was like, yeah!
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I think they, I trust Kevin Feige and Marvel to do the right thing right now. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, as for the X-Men, I'm really going to be disappointed not to see Hugh Jackman there.
He did say that his time has passed, and now he could just be trying to trick us. There has been rumors that he's going to show up in Avengers 4 in a cameo. Whether he does or not, I don't know. It'd be great to see him, but if not, it's unfortunate that he didn't get a star in the MCU.
After all that time, yeah.
17 years, yeah.
And he was the only one that didn't change throughout the entire thing, which is just awesome.
No, it was definitely cool. But I do think getting the X-Men into the MCU is a bit trickier, only because of, I think one of the the best part of the X-Men, the Claremont Byrne run, was kind of introducing kind of a bigotry against mutants, where you have all the other heroes are revered and loved, but for the mutants are kind of feared and looked down on, and so I really think they have to kind of have a mutant Magneto, hopefully, kind of attack New York or attack somewhere. The X-Men finally kind of step out a lot like the Fantastic Four. They've been at the gifted Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. They finally step into the spotlight to stop Magneto. They end up saving the day at the end, but they're still feared and looked down on, and kind of, kind of like what they need to do. It's kind of like akin to the Civil Rights era, where, why are the other heroes loved, but they're looked down on just because they didn't get their powers in a freak accident or government base that was born in them. So
there's plenty of divisive things happening today too that could relate to that. As well.
They could definitely, draw it into things that are going on today. I agree, it'd be awesome.
Go.
So, do you think we'll see any Fantastic Four, any mutants pop up before Avengers 4?
I do not. I don't think that, and I don't think it'd be appropriate. If they're going to start a brand new whole thing after Avengers 4, whole different universe, and with all these new characters, I think that keep the old in one section, keep the new in one section.
And that's if they do go the route of a whole new universe. I'm kind of hoping they don't go the whole new universe, so maybe we can see, maybe Chris Evans will come back. I mean, I think Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, their contracts are running up. They may, want to step aside for a little while, and maybe the Fantastic Four, X-Men move into the spotlight, and then if they want to come back at a later date, they can, reprise their roles. That would be cool. Or they can recast it kind of a la James Bond and bring them all in. But I kind of hope it's the same universe just because they've done so much to set it up. And, I agree with you. I don't think we'll see any before. If this deal is finalized, soon, which they're saying it is, I don't think they have time to cast and get someone in. But, you could do something along the lines of, in a background scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp, maybe you hear about Reed Richards and his...
Dropping names. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Their rocket to outer space crashed and, no one died, but we don't hear about their superpowers. Just little Easter eggs that are hidden in there, kind of to hint at their arrival. Maybe even...
Love Easter eggs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone loves Easter eggs. They should, because they're awesome.
Cadbury.
Cadbury, too. Those are delicious. So I really don't think we'll see any of them till the end of Phase 3, but it would be nice if this does go through sooner than later. We start hearing, things popping up. Okay, then we have, really big question. We've kind of answered who we'd like to see with the X-Men first, being Magneto, but, who, with so many great villains coming into the MCU, who would you like to see first?
I like the whole Galactus idea. I mean, you posted about this on our page, and I like that. Annihilus we were talking about, that's the whole negative dimension thing.
Yeah, he comes from the negative zone, and he's trying to take over the positive matter universe. It was a whole huge comic book series. It was amazing. And I know James Gunn has stated that post-Phase 3, we're going to get a lot more cosmic. So that'd be a great way to do it. Have the Guardians, hopefully Nova, if he gets introduced after Xandar gets destroyed in Infinity War. We'll have the Silver Surfer. He can join the fight.
That's awesome.
And then maybe while this is starting, maybe Galactus is coming to Earth to feed. The Fantastic Four stop him, then they go out to space to kind of help. They hear about this. It'd be pretty amazing to see that on a big screen. And they definitely could spread it out over a couple films. Maybe have a Guardians film in there, a Fantastic Four film, maybe even a solo Nova film where we all see that. Captain Marvel, she'll be in the MCU by then, so
I think she's going to be big on these movies like Iron Man was. She's going to be big. I hope they just keep cranking out the Guardians movies. Every one of them. I mean, they're incredible.
Absolutely. I hope they get James Gunn to keep directing them, 10, 12 movies. I'd be absolutely fine with that.
Be awesome.
He does a great job.
You have failed me time and again, Terrax. I sent you here to draw out the one Earthling I deem worthy of being my new herald.
Okay, now how about moving forward? We get the characters introduced, maybe with Galactus, we got Annihilation going on, but, we got that big name out there, Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom. I mean, he's the baddest. That's the one I wanted to list first, and I just totally skipped my mind, but, I mean, we got to bring him in through the Fantastic Four, obviously.
Absolutely, and he could be, a part, if they do go with the Mole Man scenario, sort of mirroring Fantastic Four #1, they could have Doctor Doom be in the second movie, but maybe not be the main villain. Maybe it's Annihilation, but maybe Doctor Doom is trying to steal the power of an Infinity Stone or, something. He's always has plans upon plans.
He does.
He's extremely intelligent, very powerful. He has magic and technology. He's just, the absolute baddest of the bad. And I don't care how they do it. Just get him in, get it cast well, and don't make him look ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, don't bring in Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, dear God, man.
Take it.
And now we got, the X-Men moving forward. If we do have Magneto as the first villain in the first X-Men MCU movie, we have a lot to go on from there. He can start forming his Brotherhood, bringing some other mutants to help him in his fight against the Homo sapiens and the X-Men. I mean, we have Sentinels being built that they could fight. If they do that well, that could be amazing. and then they could have Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse, you know, kind of working their stuff in the background, kind of like Thanos was kind of working his way to Infinity War. Don't just bring them out in one movie and have them
Yeah.
defeated. The X-Men have done it a lot with their movies. I dislike that. And speaking of one and done movies like that, X-Men 3 and X-Men Dark Phoenix, which is coming out this summer, looks like they're going to do that saga in one movie. And that needs to be much more than one movie. You know, she needs to get the Phoenix powers, use them for good for a while, and really, you know, the benefit of the X-Men and all mankind, and that makes her fall from grace that much better. You know,
Yeah, I read the comics, and it was a build-up through. I mean, I got graphic novels. It was a build-up through 10 different editions of the novels, and I'm not even there yet.
Yep.
You know, that's what I mean. It takes time. You can't just shove it all in one movie like they did with Apocalypse too.
No, you can't. He needs much more than one movie. I mean, Oscar Isaac, it was great, but that movie and script was terrible.
Yeah.
I can't even watch it again. It takes thing. And then, you know, also coming over with the rights from the X-Men is Alpha Flight, the Canadian superhero team. And I would love to see them, you know, pop up somewhere. I don't know if they're popular enough to get their own movie. I would go see it. But it would be nice to see them pop up in an X-Men movie. You know, they're part of the Weapon X thing with Wolverine. So that'd be good to see. And then I also, with Black Panther coming out in February, as many of you, if you read comics and do you comic book, you know that Storm and Black Panther were married for a while. So it'd be great to see Storm being in Wakanda with Black Panther. I mean, I would see a Storm Black Panther movie every day. It'd be awesome.
I mean, that'd be a great way to weave that in. I mean, what do they have in mind for a second Black Panther movie? You know, that could work perfect.
And then what I think is the huge wild card with this possible buyout of Fox is Deadpool.
My favorite character.
I mean, the first movie was amazing. I thought Ryan Reynolds did a great job. The thing that gets tricky is the R-rated. Will Disney allow Deadpool movies to be R-rated? If they're not going to, I prefer they just don't make the movies because it's not going to be the same.
Exactly.
I got a feeling with how profitable the first one was, and hopefully with how profitable the second one that's coming out this summer, you know, they'll continue to do it. They're going to see like, hey, and
Maximum effort.
I think, you know, Disney is good about taking what's strong and building on it. So I think they'll be good with making R-rated Deadpool movies. And then we also have, you know, Josh Brolin. He's Cable and he's Thanos.
Yeah.
So I think he can play both characters. You know,
There's no reason. There's so much makeup on it, Thanos. You know that you're not gonna know it's him.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to have some quip in Deadpool 2 about him being Thanos, or some quote from Thanos from
Some
maybe
weird
Guardians
look,
of the Galaxy.
you know,
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. So it'll be cool. And then, you know, the other wild card is with Fox owning the rights to Gotham, the TV show, Marvel and Disney would basically have
Part of
Part of
the
Batman.
DC, yeah. And that's that. If they could one day, you know, engulf the whole thing, that'd be awesome.
And I don't know if, you know, Warner Brothers is going to be cool if this goes through with Gotham continuing because of who would own it. But hey, if it makes money, they should all join. You know, hey,
Yeah.
the fans will win. So I think that's all we got on this. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll talk to you guys soon.